There it goes.
Boom, we are live. Hey folks, my name is Kurt. I got Magic Will Middleton with me. We are live for the next hour or so on the LifterLMS pre-sales call. Gosh, if you want to participate in the pre-sales call, we'd love to hear from you. So jump in, tell us where you're at, where you're from. If you're a Lifter user already, totally cool. You're welcome here. We are here to take your questions and help you along the way. All things LifterLMS and some things WordPress. Is that fair, Will?
Absolutely.
All right.
Awesome. Well, let me pull up some comments from the last week that we've had across our social channels. And a lot of these answers we've been getting to, and one thing that comes up a lot lately has been the XAPI questions about how to use Grassblade and Lifter. It seems like a lot of people are doing that. And what do you think about that, Kurt? Like, it seems somewhat surprising that those tools are still being used to me, like, 15 years later. But what do you think about that?
I think part of what's so surprising and not surprising, you'll hear entrepreneurs a lot say, well, I like being an entrepreneur because I'm able to be nimble and flexible and change and pivot. Pivot's a big word in the entrepreneur space. And then you think about corporations and you think about corporate work and how slow things can go sometimes. And that's just a testament to what we see with SCORM. If you're a SCORM fan, please don't take offense. I understand it can be a really great tool, but we are looking at stuff that's 10, 15, 18 years old, as far as structure goes. And so I think it's awesome that LifterLMS works with SCORM. I think that, you can add Grassblade, you can play SCORM content, and that's fantastic. But I just helped one of our clients yesterday, or I think I helped them. They had put in a question about, is it possible to export a course from LifterLMS into SCORM? And I was like, wow, that's like 15 years. That's like 15 years behind the asking point, right? Like I don't know that I would go from a course builder environment back to SCORM, and do that. Like that was just it was a different kind of a leap for me. So I did some research and I sent them some links on like SCORM converters or SCORM authoring tools that maybe aren't as expensive as some of the premier players in the field. But SCORM's out there, man. You get into Articulate 360 or Adobe Captivate or something like that, and you're spending a fair amount of money just on licensing for the authoring tool.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course the extended time and labor and graphics to make the product. And in the end, the learning material could have been, text and YouTube videos in the course builder.
Right. Yeah. And that could all be integrated in. I don't know if the interoperability of that is at all an appeal, that you could use SCORM across multiple LMS systems. Like if you were to integrate it with Lifter, you were to go somewhere else in the future, or coming from Noodle or something, you can use that same content.
Well, that is one of the selling points of SCORM, right? Is that it's consistency and that you can move it from one platform to another. But you have to make sure you use a platform that is reverse compatible for all the SCORM layers and versions,
Mm-hmm.
That's why Grassblade's so important to us.
Right. Yeah. So for that integration, it's a pretty important piece. I'm dropping in some threads from our Facebook group. The first thread that I came across wasn't a question, but it was from Chris. I'm thinking long-term here. What features would you like added to LifterLMS 2024? People said the ability to assign courses to people or groups, a dashboard on the front end for instructors so they can stay out of the back end.
I hear that one frequently, to be honest with you.
The front end course builder?
Not the front end. Well, I don't know so much a course builder. What I hear is that people would like a custom dashboard for instructors so that they could see their students and not everyone else's students, and what the progress is. Almost like what a group leader sees, but on a dashboard for instructors.
Yeah, okay, like a group leader dashboard for instructor. Yeah. So that makes sense, and that would be. I'm not gonna say that would be easy because I don't know if that'll be done, but But yeah, then the next request was the most frequent request I've had from clients is more robust reporting and analytics, also more groups, corporate memberships, though that's easier to fudge behind the scene. So groups and corporate memberships. I'm not sure like what that would entail, like a group or corporate membership on a site. Like with LifterLMS groups, you can have a membership or course associated with it, and then the students who are enrolled in that group will get access to the content that group has access to, whether it's a course or a membership, and then the group leader will be able to see their group members' progress throughout the group. I don't know. Can you think of anything else that's like a corporate group style thing with memberships that Lifter couldn't do?
It's sometimes when you and I talk about groups, we run into that same caveat, like how groups was, what it was built for, how it was built, and then the way some people are trying to use it, right? And so some people are trying to use groups to like force users into a folder that's managed by a group leader, and they want to be able to use that word from earlier, to pivot, right? They want to be able to say, well, this group of students was assigned this membership with these 3 courses, but now I want to add this course, like almost like a la carte to the group, right? What people don't realize is the tools are there, right? So if you were to take that course that was a la carte, add it to the membership that's assigned to that group, and then auto enroll, all students, right?
Yeah.
They would all get access to that a la carte course that you added. But a lot of people don't think in terms of those steps. Instead, they look at what can't be done instead of what can be done. The other thing is that, as we discussed before, the motivation behind groups originally kind of dealt with, you need people's permission to share their information and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so we can't just take people and force them into a group, into a folder for a leader. We have to invite them to that folder and let them approve it.
Right. There has to be some kind of action on that user's part of how their data is going to be shared.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the things there. And then the other thing is, and I know that, gosh, I sure hope that, Chris and the developers don't fly out here to Kansas and string me up somewhere. But it would be really cool if groups went to the next phase and did like central payment processing kind of thing. Like make the group, sell the group, and then have that, instead of being the manual payment gateway to do a bulk sale, have it be something that you could swipe through, in the standard payment gateway as a group. But, that's, again, there's a workaround. You could do a manual payment gateway. You could take a check. You could send an invoice. You can do a bank transfer. You can get your money and then make people their group.
Yeah.
Some people want to automate everything. And unfortunately, there's not a clean way to animate everything for everybody.
Right. Without some kind of custom development solution.
Yeah. And that's the other cool part about WordPress. I mean, if there's something that's really, if you think something's really holding you back, man, click the link on LifterLMS, send a ticket off to Codable and see if someone can work out that issue for you. It might be something someone can do for you.
Yeah, like the group buying sort of thing. It could be done if you had like a Gravity Forms use case, for example, where you have a Gravity Form where they you can do payments through Gravity Forms. So have a payment processed based on the quantity they select of seats, and then that can of course, that Gravity Form can create a post. So if it can create a post, that means we can read the data from the form submission and say the form submitted a quantity of 3 seats, so we're going to create a group that has 4 seats, because in Lifter the group owner is one of the seats. So it would automatically create the group post type with that number of seats and then assign a certain user to be a group leader. So that's definitely possible with custom development. It just would require that Codable expert or a custom developer to go in there and build that with Gravity Forms, for example.
The part of that question that always strikes me is when someone says, extensive student reporting, or however that was worded.
Yeah.
More robust reporting.
Mm-hmm.
When I look at the reporting through LifterLMS, on screen you see you see those options, but then you can click each of those options to go deeper. And the only thing, and then if you export it to a CSV file, you can sort that, like data, like in an Excel spreadsheet all day long. So I think the reporting is fairly robust. I think the only thing that sometimes comes up for me as a missing component is how much time a student spends on each lesson. Like we
Right.
don't have a timer.
Yeah. So if we view, let me view a student who has some actual course progress here, like Cade. So here you go. You can see in the reporting for this user all kinds of data about the name of the student, if there's assignment and quiz, and what their grade was on that assignment and quiz, and all that kind of stuff. And you can also see completed, the date they completed it, but you can't see a certain time they completed it, and there's no time spent in the lesson feature. I had that request from a client come through about like, hey, can you custom code this for me? And that'll be a project I'll start probably a few months from now. But that project of taking the information from the database and putting it on the reporting screen is definitely possible for more specific dates, because the problem that they're experiencing is that their students complete the course in 4 minutes, and they're like, this is a 40-hour course. You didn't take this thing in 4 minutes. And so they want to have on the WordPress admin be able to take a screenshot and see, look, I see that you did this in 4 minutes, without going in the WordPress database to find that out.
Dude, there was the perfect TikTok that was out the other day that I saw. It said, me taking a 4-hour course in 5 minutes. And he just went click, click, click through the video. And then it was like, take the quiz. And he was like, and then it showed him going backwards to look for all the answers.
Oh, like, so he went like back into the video to go find the answers for the individual
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah. To finish the quiz.
Okay.
Yeah. So it probably still took him 4 hours.
Yeah. The quizzes are pretty like if you have a quiz in a course, that's a pretty good gateway to make sure that your students are retaining information, because you can have that barrier as they go throughout the course and have the prerequisites and everything.
If I have a client that's making a curriculum that has a lot of lessons, I don't know why, but I have a lot of clients that like, there's 40 lessons in a course. I'm like, oh my goodness, right? Talk about overkill. So then what I say is, hey, every 5 lessons, we should have a knowledge check, and it just slows people down enough to be like, am I really getting it? Am I really getting it? Before they move on to the next section.
Right. Yeah. There's like the quick knowledge check, maybe like 3 questions or 2 questions or something like that. Because quizzes don't have to be that robust.
No. And I hate trick questions. Like, don't try and trick the student. Just find out if they're paying attention.
Yeah. Right. And that's a really good way to introduce that like gap into the learning process, where you have the content. It gets like the hands-on learning going, I guess, is what I mean. Where you have the I don't even know what this course could be about. I mean, I should not do LifterLMS as the title. Automotive maintenance. I hope I spelled that correctly. But
automotive maintenance. Boom. Do you want me to write this course?
God, that broke. I shouldn't do sections and listen to them. Yeah. That's why I chose automotive maintenance, because we have Kurt here on the call. Will's course about automotive maintenance probably would not be very good.
Did you see me posting about the starter I put in my Dodge truck last week?
I did not know.
I was so angry at myself. I knew I needed a starter. I knew it. I knew it for months that I needed a starter. And then I started trying to talk myself out of it. Like, I'm not really sure if it is the starter. What if it's something? What if one of my fuel injectors is bleeding down? What if, because the truck was slow to crank? Yeah. And sure enough, on a night where I had to be in 3 different places at once, I drove to my wife's place of employment, pardon me, and the truck wouldn't restart. I got stuck. So we ended up using the camper van to tow the truck back to the house. I ordered the starter. Dude, the starter was $55. And it took me 14 minutes to put it in. So for $55 and 14 minutes, I let it cost me about 4 hours of a very frustrating night to drag that truck around town with my camper van. Lessons learned the hard way.
So this is the I just created like a sample quiz here. we take the quiz. Like it works pretty seamlessly into the course process, and I don't have a lot of lessons on this course, but yeah, I'm really liking the look of the Sky Pilot theme, even months after it launching. I'm still creating new projects with this thing all the time, and especially like with all the features of LifterLMS, like advanced videos, and I was just working on that on a website, advanced videos earlier, and it just makes it such a smooth transition with like a nice visual design to have like the little load screen happen, and then you go to the next video. I'm sure it's on this website where I could demo that.
I pulled down the comments so we could see the whole screen, Will. That's why.
Okay, cool. I go to the course welcome. Hopefully this is not a long video. Yeah, 6 seconds. So like I think advanced videos is active, and so I have my Wistia video embedded in this case. But you could use Vimeo, YouTube. Next lesson starts in 3 seconds. That's kind of a cool feature. You get some pop-ups. You completed a section, you completed a lesson. I usually remove those other pop-ups that you completed a do you remove those ones? The you complete section. I just do you complete lesson, you complete course pop-ups usually.
I use lesson and course as well.
Yeah, the section one, maybe if you have super long sections, but multiple pop-ups at the same time aren't really my thing. But for example, this lesson has a quiz on it, so it did not automatically move me to the next lesson. It would just, I'd have to click on start the quiz, and then I would click to start the quiz, and then go through and order the stuff correctly here. Just hope I pass. Which features does Lifter have? Probably all of these. Oh, this is a long quiz. Yeah, but here we go. So we got a
will file fast.
Yeah. So just like a quick knowledge check, and then the student can move on to the next lesson. Keep going. There's an assignment, all this kind of stuff. So the features of Lifter Sky Pilot make it really simple and straightforward to like build the site, set it up, and have this layout. I think they're working on building more default patterns into a LifterLMS product where you could have maybe a header pattern all sorted out, like as a part of your theme install. You automatically have your header and menu sorted out, stuff like that. And page layouts, because I use templates more than I ever have before to make like a starter website and things like that. So that stuff should be coming into LifterLMS here in the 2024 season. And then what was the next one? Another feature that users wanted to see, a more robust membership content system. I'm not sure exactly what that means, but right now adding courses is cumbersome when you have over 100 courses and you want to auto-enroll someone into 100 courses.
I don't know that I would ever do that.
Have 100 courses. So yeah, what this refers to for anyone who doesn't know is with LifterLMS, you can have memberships, and those memberships have this feature called auto enrollment, where you can list courses where if somebody enrolls in this membership, they get access to this course, they get access to these. So I could put 3 courses in here and say, if you buy the membership, you get access to all 3 courses. And so it sounds like in this case, we have over 100 courses on the list, where I have 3 on the screen. This would be over 100. I feel like if you're doing something where you have over 100 courses, you might not use LifterLMS's auto enroll feature because that's just such a big use case. I would use something like Automator WP, I think, to have them be like individual executables of like automations in the website, like where you would have, I don't know, Kurt, if you've worked with Automator WP before, Uncanny Automator does the same thing, where you'd have a LifterLMS action, user enrolls in a membership, and then the trigger would be enroll in a membership, and the action would be enroll them into a course as well. And so having these as separate automations might be something to consider. Or you could, I mean, at that point where there's so much load on the automation system, I would just offload the automation like that to some other tool. But yeah, that's I think a feature request we have on the board.
If I had 100 courses,
yeah,
I would not auto-enroll a student into 100 courses.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean,
as well.
it blows out their dashboard, right? So then when they go to their dashboard, you're enrolled in 100 courses. And then think about the normal human being's learning style and learning communication, like the way that they process information, if you give them 3 courses at a time, it's perceivable to do it. If you give them 100 courses, they're defeated before they even start.
Yeah.
So in that situation, I think what I would do is I would leverage the LifterLMS access plan to say, they could buy the membership and then no purchases required provided they're a member, and let them self-enroll into any one of those 100 courses and let them take the courses at their pace and hopefully extend with you.
Yeah, here's an example of that, the course with membership, where you have your access plan, but you say it's a free access plan, no payment required, but then the plan availability is to members only. So you have to be in the membership to get access to this free access plan here. And if I view the course, we should see that on the front end as well. We have,
and I was just thinking of, learner psychology there, right? Learner psychology is, don't overwhelm the student with too much responsibility out of the gate. Let them know what their options are and then let them enroll and do. And then I would probably use a CRM to automate some marketing messages to say so let's say that they take the saving strategy course, right? So they take saving strategy, that would give them a tag, saving strategy, and then that tag would execute a series of emails that would be like, hey, students that chose saving strategy also liked, Bitcoin, cyber money, saving with a savings account, like almost like shopping on Amazon with an unlimited credit card, right? If they have access to over 100 courses, use your automation systems that work really well with Lifter to give that learner that custom experience that exposes them to that menu at the rate that they want.
Yeah, that makes sense, where they could enroll themselves and then the CRM would handle the promotion of those things.
It would all be done on conditional logic based on what they previously signed up for.
Yeah, and that would also be an opportunity to have more like dopamine in your process, because you send a bulk email to these people and say, hey, this is something that's usually a paid product, but it's included in your package. It just creates like a positive user experience right there, where it's like on the pricing page, you say you get access to 100 courses, you enroll, and then you could access any one of those courses. But then you also have the potential for those email follow-ups, like Kurt's saying, where you could say, hey, this is a really cool product that helps people fix the certain problem they face in their business or life or whatever your course is about. But as a member, you have access to this for free. Go enroll today or something like that.
Yeah. Bada boom, bada bing. And that brings up an interesting point. If I have 100 courses, I'm also going to do some filtering on my course catalog page, and I'm going to try and segment my learning material.
Yeah, you need to have some kind of indexable format, or like a tabs layout. We've shown how to do that before with LifterLMS shortcodes, where you have courses only in a specific category that are displayed from the shortcode, and then you use like a cadence blocks or Elementor, Divi, whatever. If you're using some kind of page builder or extension that gives you options like that, you can have those tabs or pages with course categories. And even without any add-on for Lifter or any kind of third-party integration, you can display the category pages. Like, so if we view our course categories, budgeting is one of my categories, and I have 3 courses in that category, I can view it. And this page, /course category /budgeting, could be linked up in your menu. I think we don't use, at least I don't use archives on client sites that often like this, but that's what the taxonomy is initially designed for, to create those archives and allow users to search through them. Even though nowadays I feel like we're always trying to build some custom filter or custom search bar or something like that. But this folder system is, the long time tried and true way to do that.
It's efficient for building, that's for sure.
Yeah.
The poor person that wrote that comment, if they're watching this right now, they're like, I just made a simple comment and these guys turned it into 10 minutes of suggestions I didn't even want. But
yeah.
There's other people that watch this that might see value in what we share.
Yeah, for sure. And the other suggestion was AI usage, and expect to see built into the LMS. So built into the LMS AI, I think there is an AI project that developers are working on regarding something on the Academy, where you go fill this thing out, It's a form about what your subject matter expertise is and all this kind of stuff. It asks you a bunch of questions, you fill it out, and then it gives you back a course that is much easier to put into Lifter. And of course, as the course owner, you can edit that thing, but gives you a response from AI to help formulate your thoughts and get things in order.
Yeah, you know, we got long time user and friend of the show, Chris Lassiter, is doing a lot of great work in AI right now, and he's helping teachers with a front end course outline or curriculum outline in his project. So it's real interesting to see how different people are embracing AI and leveraging it in different ways in different projects.
Yeah, absolutely. This was a question from the Facebook group. For some reason, I'm not able to find any more where I can manage the students. I remember I could see, for example, when a student subscription was going to expire and change that. In LifterLMS, if you are using LifterLMS Stripe Gateway, LifterLMS PayPal Gateway under orders here on the sidebar, orders, just orders, we can click on any of these and see what's going on. So we have a $3,000 recurring payment from May 26th. If I click into this order, this is the page where I would be able to extend that that time. So if this was an active order, for example, active order, we have next payment date, so November 26th. So this would be an active order. The next payment date is November 26th. So this little pencil icon is where you could change that to February of 2024. If I wanted to do that, to extend the dates. That's where you can find that one. There's a lot of those areas in Lifter that are a little bit, and they're not really buried. It's just you have to know where it is to get there to extend the orders from the orders page.
Yeah, it's some people lose track of the idea that Lifter uses the user's standard menu from WordPress, right? So it's not going to be with the users, and it's not going to be in LifterLMS settings, because settings is how you set up the platform. So you want to look in another location, and in this case, it's its own separate menu item. It's under orders.
Yeah. Let me take a screenshot. I'm going to format that screenshot and answer the question on Facebook here.
Shazam! Look at you go, man! You're like a screen sharing fool today.
Nice. Yeah, that's what I get from being on sabbatical for a minute, 2 weeks off, come back refreshed.
Oh, I missed you while you were gone. I did a really good job of not bothering you.
Nice. Yeah, I tuned in. I feel like I tuned into something while I was out.
Tuned into me hanging up on the show. I closed the tab and the whole thing was gone. I was like,
oh, I think I can't even remember what it was. It might have been the start of a call one time. Yeah. Let's see. So this is the picture I want to share on Facebook. Uploading a little picture to Facebook to share in the comment keeps changing. I don't want to do a GIF of someone spitting their coffee. I want to upload a picture from my desktop. There we go. There we go.
So while you're doing that, Will, people that have been visiting the Facebook page and leaving comments and stuff, thank you. We love to have people participate with us. Yeah. But the other side is you've been seeing a lot of activity on our page, especially with Black Friday coming up. So I didn't want that to get lost on folks. Black Friday for LifterLMS is a month-long activity. So if you want to take advantage, this is a pre-sales call. So we know a lot of people that are listening, maybe perhaps have not made that decision yet to join the family. And no better time than now. This is the best sale of the year. Jump in with LifterLMS anytime during the month of November and take advantage of the Black Friday sale. If you go to LifterLMS.com, you will definitely see it there, but it is 50% off. So anything you put in your shopping cart from LifterLMS is 50% off. And there's also, about $2,000 in bonuses or something like that comes with it, right, Will?
Yeah, $2,000 in bonuses. It's like a few offers. I think it's lifterlms.com/black-friday. I can pull it up on screen where we can see the bonuses. go to my screen here. I got to StreamYard, shared my screen before the Lifter site loaded. I got my hands off the keyboard. It's gonna go. I love racing the computer. But yeah, so Black Friday 23, 50% off your first year of any Lifter LMS products. You could go get the Earth bundle for like $199. So what's that? $99.50 for your first year. You get everything included in the Earth bundle, multiple payment gateways to get your Lifter LMS site accepting money, sending it to your bank account or your PayPal account. In addition, if you buy during the Black Friday sale, you get these 6 bonuses, which Chris estimated at $2,000 of value. There's 6 things. You get a couple of courses that'll help you market your course on YouTube or set up your own Black Friday campaign for your audience. This is a online education company startup checklist. A cool little animation when I hover over these. That will it just helps you avoid classic mistakes course creators make and figure out where you're at in that process. Also, a private mastermind event on December 4th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time US. That's a call that me, Kurt, and Chris will run where we'll just answer any questions you have. We do that once a week. Me and Kurt, where sometimes we'll have a guest. We'll talk through any questions that people have. Just come to hang out, tech strategy questions, whatever. We'll dive in, and sometimes we have guest experts talking about LMS related stuff. Then bonus background certificate sets. So if you're creating certificates for your course platform, you'll like that. And then there's also achievement badge graphics. So that would be those little pop-ups we saw when I was clicking complete on the course. There's like a little badge that pops up when you complete things. It's just some more graphic assets that you could use for that in a zip file.
Bada boom, bada bing. See, nice segue. Did you get your screen share over on Facebook?
Boom. Yeah, I got a screenshot uploaded to Facebook, and I got another question pulled back over from Facebook, and this person's having a challenge updating the Sky Pilot theme. They said a valid URL is not provided. So if you're having trouble updating a theme, any theme, or like Lifter LMS Sky Pilot, for example, is a premium theme, you can always download it from your Lifter LMS account, upload it to your themes upload area. I guess I do have a screen share. I could go over there. You can go to Appearance Themes, add new theme, upload theme, and then you could just upload the zip file from your computer and it will replace the current install. So if you're ever having trouble updating a theme, you could try that. Or in this case, you could submit a support ticket to our tech team and they could log into your site, take a look. But you can also go to Lifter LMS add-ons and more and enter your license key. And if your license key is already entered, you might want to remove the key and re-add it. There's a simple button. You click remove key, save, add key, save, and that might fix it up.
We got an interesting one that I thought was interesting on our Facebook page, our standard successful online course and membership creators page. And you know what? I'll put the comment in Will style on the screen here so we can share it with everybody. But I like this question because this is exactly how I started out with Lifter LMS, dude. This is exactly what happened. Hi, can you monitor student progress in the free version? I don't think we talk about this enough, Will. Lifter LMS has a free core version, right? Free core plugin. And, you know, Jonathan on WP Tonic, Adrian on Groundhog, a bunch of people, you know, in WordPress space will tell you it's like the best deal going. It manages memberships. It lets you put in unlimited number of courses and lessons, unlimited users, unlimited students, and you get, you know, the base reporting comes with that. So you'll be able to check the progress of your students. Where are your students? And it comes with a manual payment gateway out of the box. So you could still sell courses in some kind of third-party way or through check or through whatever, and run a business and not have to pay for a plugin. So when I say that's how I got started with Lifter LMS, when I first got started, it was in a corporate training environment. So we weren't selling the courses to our students. We were a company offering training to our employees. So there was nobody to sell to. I mean, if anything else, we were just forcing people to take training content, right? It was like mandatory training. So Lifter LMS served a great purpose for me in that span, because quite honestly, I mean, when I was looking at Learn Upon and Bridge and Sum Total and, different Moodle customizations. We were looking at 6 figures to launch a learning website. Whereas, with WordPress and the free LifterLMS plugin, I was up for, believe it or not, the first one, Will, was on Bluehost, and we were paying like $5 a month for hosting, and that was it. And we were training 200 employees on it.
Mm-hmm.
So was it ideal? No, it was not ideal. I should have had better hosting. I should have done better graphics. But I was new. I was experimenting. But when people say, what can you do with the free version? It's amazing what you can do with the free version. And then all the add-ons and stuff that you hear me and Will talking about with groups and social learning and, different themes and stuff, that's icing on the cake. But the core product is super, super vibrant and strong. And I don't want to lose focus on that.
Yeah. The LifterLMS core product is a really strong LMS system just out of the box, and including courses and membership features, along with some engagement stuff. So you can send emails when students enroll in your course, provided your hosting doesn't have some kind of IP address block, or your domain name doesn't have some kind of IP address block or issue sending SMTP. But yeah, so like if you're super lucky, setting up a basic LMS website, you got your $15 per year domain, and you could use that kind of budget hosting. That's like $3 a month or $5 a month if you pay for 3 years up front. Or even if you're paying like month to month, I think $10 a month is pretty reasonable to get. I think Cloudways has pricing around that point, but you could get set up with an LMS site, and hopefully if that server is able to send emails, you could also have that basic email system set up. I know I have some core sites running like that, where it's not optimized for client websites that have hundreds of students or thousands of students. I get them over to WordPress managed hosting, but for my experimental sites that have 200, 300, 400 students in them, I'm not really taking it too seriously. So, and my course concepts are very simple. I'm not running a CRM out of the back end of my WordPress website or doing automations that are impactful for my business or anything like that. So I just have little deployments of Lifter that are running on not optimized environments, but that's okay because I don't really care. And if those projects were to take off, if they were to get a bunch of students or have enough revenue to support it, and I were to take it more seriously with those projects, then I would just migrate the site to a managed WordPress host and just have a little more of that security and ability to sleep at night, right? Because I'm, whatever project I'm working on is going to be have more uptime. It's going to be more well supported. I'm not going to have as many lost password reset email issues and stuff like that. But that is an important thing, I think, thinking about the upkeep of an online course website. Like I get messages maybe once every 3 months or something on my website breaks, and I just go fix it. Like maybe there's an update to the Cadence theme, and now my text for lost password is white on white, so my users can't see the lost password link anymore. I go fix it in the CSS or the setting or whatever, and then I just move on. So I think that's pretty regular to have some kind of change to your website. I think that'll be an interesting thing to become more common as we have our website hosts automatically updating plugins, automatically updating themes, and these updates including more breaking changes and becoming more often for security reasons and all that. So like just getting used to having to tend the garden. It's like tending a garden where you go like pull a weed out of your website. Like for some reason this function in the website broke and we just went in and manually fixed it. What do you think about that, Kurt? Like the idea of set it and forget it, not really being as easy as it once was when technology didn't change as quickly.
I'm just watching the news unroll today about WordPress 6.4.1 and how many websites with 6.4 broke over the last couple of days. There's no such thing as set and forget, man. And the term passive income to me is really misleading, because passive doesn't mean you're never going to have to work again. You got to monitor it. You got to moderate things. You got to be involved. I think part of the success of LifterLMS is what we're doing right now. People are like, oh, they're active. You could have made the plugin and walked away 8 years ago, done an update every now and then. That would have been it. But, we manage it. We run it. We interact. And I think that that's mandatory for everybody. Yeah. What can you think of that's super successful that hasn't taken maintenance?
Oh yeah, I can't even think of anything. When I download Discord, or like it downloads updates almost every 2 days. When I open the application, it downloads updates because it runs on my computer. And that's an interesting concept with like Apple and just products who release updates to your phone software. Like we have to update our phone software from time to time. That didn't really used to happen. We used to get like a hardware product that came with a software product, and that was it. Like you had your Windows machine and you had your Windows 95. It's solid. Don't worry about it. And then we introduced like the concept of updating software over time.
Dude, you haven't lived until you've been on a flip phone from Motorola. There were no updates for that.
Yeah, you never had to worry
hardback.
about updates. That they might make a comeback and say you never have to worry about updates with the Motorola flip phone.
Yeah, Nokia brick phone,
Yeah.
a Sanyo hard pack transportable. Woo, now we're talking.
With those, and that's interesting how the environment's becoming a little more shaky with like updates where you have a plugin that has certain dependencies and maybe those dependencies are being broken and fixed over time as different companies go through it. So I was looking at the WordPress 6.4.1, and just yesterday I tracked down a LifterLMS issue. A LifterLMS user had a custom plugin that was adding custom code to their quiz system, and the LifterLMS version 7.3 introduced like LifterLMS is optimizing to fix things with best practices and all this stuff over time. But one of the things that happened was the template file changed in LifterLMS to I don't even remember what it was. It was related to at the end of a quiz, you click to see what the answers were, what you got right, what you got wrong, and that template file that loads the JavaScript to do that little animation where it slides down and slides up. I could probably find that, but that little animation was something that they customized, and in the LifterLMS system, when it moved, it broke their custom plugin. So I went in and was able to fix that. But I had to track down, it was LifterLMS version 7.3 specifically that caused the issue or the conflict here. And it's not LifterLMS's fault, it's the custom development. It needs to be updated over time, but this was a custom plugin. So they, the site owner brought in Freelancer to help with that. How many wheels does a car have? So if I have 3. It was related to this little area right here where it goes up and it goes down when you click on it, little JavaScript file. So it just wouldn't let people view their answer. It just wouldn't, like I want to click to see the answer and it just wouldn't do anything. So that was just an example of like the companies getting more efficient over time and how that can cause a little bit of whiplash. But for anyone joining the call now, all November, Black Friday 23, 50% off your first year of any LifterLMS add-on, along with $2,000 worth of bonuses that you'll get if you buy during the November season for free. What else do you think we should dive into, Kurt? I can keep going through the Facebook page and pulling up some more good stuff. But any LMS problems you've seen in the week?
Well, right there's a picture of my first ever mobile phone.
Nice.
I thought you'd get a kick out of that. I'm just trying to think about how my week's been working out, man. And there's been a lot going on with... You muted my screen? Is my screen loud?
Oh, no, I just...
Oh. Because I can turn things off. I'll just remove it because I'll just stop the screen altogether. I'm thinking about the automations that you can do with Lifter when you think out of the box. And it's, so for you, it's commonplace. For me, I think it's getting more common. But there's times, like even in my own projects, where I'm like, wait a minute, why am I not using sales lead pages instead of course pages? Like, make a sales lead page, have that be what non-enrolled people see, right? If someone's already enrolled in the course, you don't have to resell them. So that way your course page can actually be a course page. It can be like, hey, welcome to the course you just purchased. These are the things we're going to cover, right? Instead of, buy now, buy now, buy now, right? Because your sales content can go to a sales lead page and it's dynamic. So anyone that wants to go to a course that's not enrolled sees the sales page. Anyone that is enrolled, then they see the course page. And so that's something I see a lot of people missing in their setups. And then what I really like is from that sales lead page, you can redirect them after the purchase to anything else that you want. And I think that's where a lot of folks miss an opportunity for an upsell, a cross sell, a really quality thank you page maybe, or something really cool. And that's, when you were like, hey, what's LMS focused for you, this week? That's one of the big ones for me. It's one thing to make a course and slap up a course, but I think when we compare the WordPress environment to more expensive offerings that are SaaS offerings like, Kajabi and Samcart and things like that, those platforms are advertising like, we help you market your course. We're going to make you 6 figures in 3 months. Blah, look at my Ferrari. And then people in WordPress are over here going, I don't understand why mine doesn't do that. And it does do that. But you have to get creative, and you have to use the tools that are available. And I see a lot of people don't. They get in a hurry. They publish the course, they set it and forget it, to your point. And then, that whole build it and they will come mentality doesn't work. We're in a different era now. This is not the early 2000s with courses. I mean, there's competition for attention. So, we got to bring people in. And so those sales pages work, the redirects after checkout work. And then when you get into CRM tools, it just opens up a whole new world of how you can interact with your users. And I'm guilty of it. I'm talking to myself now, because I've got some projects that, quite honestly, I don't want to say dying on the vine, but they haven't been doing as good as they could be. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. What am I upset at? Like, I didn't leverage my CRM correctly. I didn't build sales pages that lead to courses. I don't have aggressive lead magnets that are actively published in social spaces. So there's so many tools that we can build through our websites that'll work for us that we don't leverage. That's my rant for today. We got 12 minutes left. How do you want to return after that?
Awesome. I'm just showing that process that we just talked through there, where you have the buy now button. Click the buy now button, takes you to the purchase page where they enter their information. I'm going to use a coupon code because I'm the admin of the site and I can do that. They'll say buy now, and then it redirects to the welcome page. And then I have a user experience issue in that my welcome page doesn't take me anywhere else. But I could put a big button here on this page that says start the course. And so, like you said, you can really build your own system here.
You can really give users a journey through your website rather than just slapping a course on their screen.
Right.
And I think people miss that. So I tell my clients all the time, even if I built it for you, what I would like you to do is make a fictitious student up with a different email address and go through the student journey on your own site and see what the student really experiences and what they see. And then make notes, because there's ways that you can make it more interactive. We just, I don't even know if it's posted yet. We just did a post on how to make more interactive, e-learning sites, Will, and it'll be interesting to see how that turns out.
Yeah. What post was that?
That's the one for the other company we're going to guest post. I haven't heard back yet.
Oh, yeah.
So I was speaking before I should have spoke.
No problem. Yeah, welcome video, go to the course. So I improved my user experience here a little bit because I put a welcome video on there. This isn't really welcome video, it's LifterLMS Q&A, but that's fine. And then they can go to the course. And so that user experience of, like, you have the sales page, you have the purchase page, you redirect them to a custom welcome page. They won't see that welcome page again once they leave it, unless they copy the URL for some reason. But then they're taken into the course. You got that one time. You can really engineer the user experience in some unique ways there.
And that welcome page could have been, great call buying this course. People that bought this course also looked at these 3 other courses.
Right.
Shazam, upsell, cross-sell. Welcome them. It's the journey. What are you trying to do with your audience?
Right. Yeah. that is a really unique thing to do. That upsell, I feel like we did a Feature Friday on that. Let me see if I can pull that up.
I think you did.
LifterLMS Feature Friday upsell.
You know what day it is? It's Feature Friday.
That was like, oh no, it was just a regular YouTube video. I found it. This thing, I'll leave that up. This video, and there's that green screen, and I'm wearing the same hat though. But this was a cool setup.
Wearing the smart glasses in that one. Look at that nice clear blue blockers or something.
Oh yeah, those are just my prescription glasses that I'm supposed to wear all the time.
Got that Val Kilmer vibe today.
yeah. But this video is a good one. If you want to do upsells in LifterLMS out of the box, there's this video outlines in 4 minutes how you can say, thank you. Oh no, this is something else. This is an interesting user experience setup too. This is
completely different.
This is actually a really good one. So we have this example that you mentioned with the lead page, sales lead page, and here it has a buy now button that's going to take me directly to the LifterLMS purchase page. I'm already enrolled, but it would take me right to the purchase page. But in this video, what I actually am outlining is how you could create an upsell page before you reach the checkout page. So if we imagine a page that was like upsell, we have 2 buttons. This is a creative setup. No thanks, just the course. And
this is like JV Zoo.
Yeah, this is next level. This is next level stuff. And then say, yes, I want the coaching too. And so, this is your upsell page. And if they say no thanks, we're going to take them to where they were originally trying to go, where they can buy just the course access. And I don't even have a membership where I'm selling coaching, so I would have to make that. So it's $100 for the course. I said that price earlier. So this is the coaching.
$1,000 for the coaching. We're going 10x this thing.
$100x. We're going to get bold on this demo site. I don't know if I'll have any conversions in this, but this is the coaching plan. So then we'll have the coaching plan. And of course, we could do a custom thank you page for the coaching plan too that says, thank you, I'll call you in 4 minutes. Because they'll get the notification on their phone that they had a $10,000 transaction, and they'll probably be pretty quick to call. But so if they say, no, thanks, I just want to buy the course, we'll send them to the course purchase page. But if they say, yes, I want the coaching too, then we will do that. And also in my membership with that auto enrollment thing I talked about earlier, I should probably enroll them in Will's course as well.
Stripe's cut on 10 grand is pretty deep.
That is true. You could have like a manual check option or something. Actually, like book a consultation call, but I wouldn't want to take people if they've already clicked that they want to buy my course. I don't want to ask them for a call or something. But if you know these people, then it would make sense to get a check or a direct deposit or something like that.
I'm just saying, instead of $10,000, it needs to be $10,600 to cover that to cover that Stripe commission.
Yeah, that is 2.9%. Yeah. So yep. But if it would be 2.9% would be 29 plus 30 cents.
Did you know Stripe has a pay me later option now?
No, I haven't seen that. Is that like, I don't know
if the business has to qualify for it or not. I got a notification from Stripe like last year, said, oh, you're authorized, or a new feature of Stripe is buy now, pay later. And they have some third-party finance partners that for your high-ticket items, your customers can get referred to financing.
Weird.
It's pretty interesting. I think they're trying to fill the gap with what PayPal offers. Stripe Pay Later, buy now, pay later.
Yeah. So would this work with the Lifter install?
I'm trying to think. I think the person that wanted to use it with me, I had to send them. It was a one-off thing. It wasn't a Lifter purchase, and so I sent an invoice through Stripe.
Yeah, Lifter uses a specific, in the LifterLMS Stripe integration, it uses a specific way to charge a card with Stripe. I don't even remember what it's called, but like Stripe tokenization.
But with Stripe, you could you could manually add the Stripe button to your checkout page too.
Yeah, but it just wouldn't know that you purchased and then enroll you in a course.
Yeah, you'd have to automate that somehow.
Yeah, yeah, you'd have to use probably a WooCommerce or a Gravity Forms or something for that.
Some kind of WP Fusion. People that clicked on this link get this tag.
Yeah, that's another powerful thing that we could probably demo in the future is how to set those up where you say people who click this link get this tag. Putting the CRM on your LMS site makes it so much more powerful, but it's like you don't even know how to design that user experience until you have the customers going through your website.
Yeah.
But the experience design you unlock is insane. This is actually something I shared with a client who thought this was awesome earlier. For anyone watching, LifterLMS has an add-on called LifterLMS Custom Fields. And what that thing allows you to do, LifterLMS Custom Fields, it lets you do a new forms here under LifterLMS Forms. You could design a custom checkout page with this add-on. Skypilot backend styling isn't perfect, but you know, if we use the layout view here, it shows me what's going on. I got my 2 password fields. I've got my email fields, and the email fields going. So what I suggested to the customer to do is to say, you can collect data. They're using Gravity Forms, but you could do the same thing with LifterLMS Custom Fields. Is you collect some data on checkout about their goals, and say like, what are your goals with this program? What are you afraid is gonna maybe hold you back or something from your, you know, finishing this site's about using LifterLMS. But if you're doing a cooking course and you're like, what do you think is gonna hold you back from being able to, you know, make space in your schedule for the cooking that you want to do or whatever? You just ask them some survey questions that are relevant to your course. You can use those short codes in your course content and say, yeah, when you first bought the package, you said that this is going to be might be a problem for you. How's it, how's it going or whatever? You can actually add the content that they entered at checkout into the course itself. And with Gravity Forms, you could even have lessons where, or Ninja Forms, Formidable Forms, they all have this feature in their paid versions. But in a Forms tool, outside of LifterLMS Custom Fields, you could accept that data as well and say, I don't know, with automotive maintenance course, as an example, what would be like a feedback point? Like, did they, what would be something that would be a goal for someone taking automotive maintenance course? Like that they've worked on a car in the last month or something? Or that they've
some of it's like how to get under a car without being afraid of getting squished.
Yeah, and so you could actually have that as a question in your form tool. How do you get under a car without getting squished? And then they would type their answer, and then their answer would populate in the text, and they would be able to audit the text and be like, okay, that doesn't look quite right, but it's like it's the answer you typed. And so it unlocks some interesting learning opportunities where you can take user feedback and populate it on the other pages of the website.
Crazy days, man. Crazy days. We got 2 minutes left, Will. What do you want to say to the public besides Black Friday 50, Black Friday 23?
We'll say hi. Asif, welcome to the call. Black Friday 50% off, $2,000 in bonuses if you buy anything on the LifterLMS website all month, in addition to the 50% off that you get. Let us know in the comments of this video any questions you have about creating an LMS site with LifterLMS or an LMS site in WordPress or anything that's confusing or that you're interested to know, and we will dive into that in our next live stream.
All right. We got one that popped in late. We didn't see it. Can you use LMS to make users upload their own course? I'm working on a course marketplace.
That was that feature request from earlier, the front-end course builder. Allow users to upload their own course. You can, in LifterLMS, allow certain users to have a different user role. So if I go to users in the back end, bottom left, if this is somebody who's registered to my website and I'm like, all right, Tishan, it's time for you to start creating courses on this platform too. What I would do is edit that user, change them from a student to an instructor. And then if I update their user, Tyshawn now has more power than he did before. So if I switch to his user, I'm not going to have full backend admin privileges, but I will have the ability to create courses and memberships. See, I can't edit Will's course because it's published by somebody else, but I can add my own courses. And then I can edit my own courses. If I go back to the WordPress admin, I can edit courses that I've created. So that's a way that you can add those types of user experiences there, where you have somebody creating courses on your website. They do have to go to the WordPress backend, but they don't have complete admin privileges.
I'm just throwing it out there, Will. It's because it matches the question.
Yeah.
If he wants to jump in and take a look at coursemarketplaces.com, that's an example of where I've put a sample course marketplace.
You bought coursemarketplaces.com?
Yeah. Why would I waste time, dude? You know me. I have an idea. I buy that URL, baby.
That's a pretty good URL.
Yeah, coursemarketplaces.com.
Nice.
And then it's, obviously I got the Mañana no Mas thing right in the middle there, and then a couple of screenshots and how independent course creators can build their own courses and all that stuff's there. So this kind of lays out the foundation of how you would advertise your marketplace. And then you've got the blog post in LifterLMS that shows exactly how to build this. It was, I believe I stole the process from our blog post on building a Udemy clone.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought I did this.
I think so. The LifterLMS logo is a little bit small in there, but that's...
I'm sorry, Will. I'll make the LifterLMS logo bigger for you.
That's all right. Cool. Well, thanks everyone for joining the call this week. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions of what you want to see next, or the next website you want to see Kurt build, put that in the comments. We'd love to get your feedback and suggestions. A lot of our content is generated from the community, so let us know your thoughts, and we'll see you in the next video.